Dear Diary, it's 5:57 a.m. I woke up 3 minutes before the alarm, like I always do, but I didn't rush to get out of bed. Instead, I sat quietly, let the morning stillness settle in, listened to the birdsong outside and the slow, steady rhythm of my own breath. And then, my knees started talking to me. Not with words, of course. I'm not that old. But you know what I mean. That deep, familiar ache, that creak that echoes a little louder each year. That sharp little reminder that your body has a memory of its own. Most folks start their day with a stretch. I start mine with a negotiation. "All right, babies," I whispered, rubbing them gently. "Let's try and get through this morning without too much drama." My knees don't always listen. Some days they moan. Some days they refuse to bend. And some days, like today, they make sure I know they're still very much in charge. But I've learned not to get frustrated. I talk to them anyway. "Thank you for holding me up. You've carried me through more than anyone knows." And it's true. These knees have been to weddings, funerals, hospitals, churches, classrooms, front porches, and backyards. They've walked children to sleep, paced with worry, and knelt down in prayer more times than I can count. So yes, they talk, and I talk back. Just last week, I had a little, let's call it an adventure. I was at the grocery store. It was Tuesday, senior discount day. I had my list, my coupons, and a little pep in my step. And there they were, the most beautiful sweet potatoes I'd seen in months. Deep orange skin, plump, freshly stacked. Naturally, the biggest one was on the bottom. Now, I don't like to ask for help unless I really need it. So, I leaned down slowly, reached out carefully, and well, let's just say my right knee decided it had had enough. It locked, then buckled. I didn't fall, thank heavens, but I ended up grabbing the shelf with one hand and a stranger's shopping cart with the other. A kind young man rushed over and said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" I smiled, nodded, and tried to recover whatever grace I had left. He looked me over and said, "You want me to grab a cane for you?" Ouch. I told him no thank you and shuffled away with my sweet potatoes and my pride slightly bruised. But on the drive home, I couldn't help but chuckle. Maybe it's time I do start treating these knees with more care. So that night, I sat down with my laptop, a heating pad, and a cup of ginger tea. I typed in, "Why do knees hurt more after 70? And baby, the rabbit hole I fell into. Turns out, knees are the largest and most complex joints in the body. And like any long-term relationship, the more history, the more wear and tear. Here's what I learned. Top reasons our knees act up as we age. 1. Natural cartilage breakdown. Over time, the soft cushion between our bones, the cartilage, wears down. No surprise there. But when it gets thin enough, even simple movements feel like rubbing bone against bone. 2. Reduced synovial fluid. This fluid is what keeps the joints moving smoothly, like oil in a car. As we age, we produce less of it, which is why we feel that grinding or popping. 3. Chronic inflammation. Even without a formal diagnosis like arthritis, our bodies become more prone to inflammation, especially when we're stressed, dehydrated, or not eating the right foods. So what did I do? I didn't go running to the pharmacy. Instead, I went back to the kitchen, my favorite place of healing. I pulled out turmeric, cinnamon, oat milk, and honey. Stirred them gently into a warm golden tea. Grandma Esther's knee ease night drink. 1 cup oat milk or almond, ½ teaspoon turmeric, a dash of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon raw honey, pinch of black pepper. Stir, sip slowly, and thank your knees for their service. I've had that tea every night since. And while it doesn't make me 25 again, it soothes, it calms, and it reminds me to slow down. I also started doing small stretches, just 10 minutes each morning. Nothing wild, just seated leg lifts, ankle circles, and knee hugs. Little movements that say, I'm here, I care, I want you to last. After that sweet potato incident, I finally brought up my knee pain during a regular checkup. The doctor nodded, typed something into his computer, and said, "Well, it's common at your age. Might be osteoarthritis. Just take it easy." Take it easy? That's like telling a pot to stop boiling without turning down the flame. I asked him, "Is there anything I can do besides rest?" He gave me a printout, a few stretches, a list of supplements, and that was it. No conversation about lifestyle or diet or how much stress can worsen inflammation. So I did my own research. I spoke with a physical therapist. I joined a little online group of other older women dealing with joint pain. And here's what I learned. Some things your doctor may not tell you. Grandma's knee truths that helped me most. Muscle weakness, especially in the thighs, puts strain on your knees. Strengthening your legs matters more than avoiding stairs. Excess weight, even a few pounds, adds pressure on your knees every single step. Dehydration worsens joint pain. Your joints need water like flowers need rain. Stress hormones like cortisol fuel inflammation. If you're anxious all day, your body holds that tension in your joints. No magic pills, but simple truths, and most of them start in the kitchen, in the heart, and in the mind, not just the medicine cabinet. Now here's something funny. The more I listened to my knees, the more I realized they weren't just talking about pain. They were talking about life. Every stiffness felt like a story. Every twinge was a memory. They remembered the time I chased my grandson down the hallway, the time I danced in the kitchen while cooking, the time I stood for 2 hours at my best friend's memorial, holding back tears. And you know what? Maybe they're not falling apart. Maybe they're just full of moments. A body well used is a body well lived. Here's something I never thought I'd say out loud. I used to be ashamed of my pace. I'd walk into a store and let people pass me. I'd feel embarrassed when I had to sit on a bench before finishing my errands. Even around my grandkids, I worried that I looked fragile. But then one day, my youngest granddaughter, she's 9, said something that changed me. She looked at me after we took a walk and said, "Grandma, I like walking slow with you. I get to see more." It stopped me in my tracks, literally. She wasn't impatient. She wasn't embarrassed. She was present. And in that moment, I realized all my life I've rushed. I've hurried through meals, through holidays, through tears, through blessings. But now I move slower. Not because I can't move fast, but because I've earned the right to notice everything I once missed. So I take proud steps now, measured, intentional, grateful. And if my knees talk a little louder as I go, let them. They're just part of the soundtrack of a well-traveled life. So if you're watching this and your knees are giving you trouble, don't just curse them. Don't ignore them. And don't treat them like enemies. They've shown up for you for decades. Show up for them now. Feed them well. Stretch them gently. Rest them often. Talk to them if it helps. And above all, appreciate what they've carried you through. Dear Diary, today I didn't do anything extraordinary, but I did remember to thank my body, to speak kindly to it, and to honor its history. And if I forget again tomorrow, that's okay. I'll remind myself all over again with a stretch, a warm drink, and a quiet word. To you, watching from your own corner of the world, may your knees be kinder, and may you be kinder to your knees. Until next time, with love, Grandma Esther.